have to work for it. The things that we demand are things outside of that, things for fun. Even though we demand food because we need it, those things that we truly demand are things that we need, really, that we should demand. But we don't give it freely. We have this system set up where you have to work for it, and sometimes you can't even find work. Once again, this is something that sometimes you can't work. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice to be laid off. Um, Different areas in the world, there's not the same work as other areas. So it's not a just system. It's not even. It's not fair. It's not equal. And so that's a problem. So once again, you can call somebody lazy, but not everybody can even work. Seeking the truth is very important, but I think that was already kind of addressed in the philosopher question. I think it's the most important thing. All systems or governments are corrupt in some way, and a lazy person will be complacent to such corruption. All systems, I dealt with that specifically. Somebody before saying that all systems of government are corrupt. Is that the truth, or is it just, or are you just referring to the systems that have existed in the past and that exist right now? Are there other systems that can exist? I believe in a different government system, and then even so, even if we're saying that all systems are corrupt, let's say even mine is corrupt, well then there must be a level of corruption. There must be some that are less corrupt than the others. Some like something that's higher than other, less corrupt. So we should be seeking to find the least corrupt system, and presently we don't have that, I believe, because people are suffering. And a lazy person will be complacent to such corruption. Well, are you being complacent with the current system? So that make you lazy? Because you're saying, are you defending the current system? You're defending, you did defend it up there when you said, deemed important by the market via collective demand. Basically, you're talking about the system and how it's crazily currently created, how it currently exists, and you believe in it. So I can say you're lazy because you're complacent with the current system. Even in the system of you going to school, you said you have your degree, you're working on your doctorate. Well, look at the education system. The education system is messed up here in America, and even what it is they're teaching you. They teach you lies in some areas. They don't teach you the true history, and then the point of going to school and going to college is all about go out there and get a job in an industrial area instead of for the sake, I believe should be for having us contemplate more about existence and the welfare of everybody else. Just all about going out there and be able to make more money. And like I said, even though you have 8 degrees, why don't you start your own company? So once again, if we're just able to create what is laziness, then I can say you're lazy, and I can say, well, that's all you did. All you're doing is going to PhD while teaching. Well, what about starting your own job? Why don't you do that? And then you said, okay, did I address this? No, I didn't. So you said you got your master's, your PhD, and you said it would be wrong to assume that someone without these credentials is lazy because they may not find it necessary or desirable to go to college. Well, somebody might not find it necessary or desirable to work at that job they hate. So, I mean, if you're keeping everything consistent and even, and you justify it here, then that justification should apply in a different way. Necessary, desirable. Once again, to work in that job they hate, working on a construction line, something like that, or whatever. Or they may not have the cognitive ability to get a degree. So that would speak to their nature or something they don't have control over. Think intelligence. We don't have control over intelligence. We only have control in as much as we can seek to learn as much as we're able to learn. If we have a cognitive ability up here, but we've only put in the work that is that is achieved as though right here, then yeah, I believe there's only a certain the truth may speak till there's only a certain level, but we should seek to find that level. Um, and so, once again, if maybe somebody is having the cognitive ability to work a certain job, to work hard, or once again they don't have. Once again, we're talking about some aspect that they don't have control over, and that's going back to a true nature. Maybe they don't have the ability within them, the drive to work hard. That's not in them. Just as the cognitive ability isn't within the person who doesn't go to school. Well, that drive to work hard isn't within the person who is lazy. Right? You are conflating work ethic with motivation towards certain ends, and in some cases, luck. Yeah, in some cases it is about luck because the system is unfair and unjust. Sometimes it takes luck. So even though you have your degrees, that doesn't mean that you're gonna get a job or be successful. Sometimes it is a lot about luck, and sometimes it is about getting favors and who you know, because the system is not fair. It's not equal. It's not just. And I guess I can see what you're saying. Work ethic and motivation to a certain ends. But once again, who's defining who is defining which is the work ethic part and which is the motivation. And if you don't motivate yourself, it cannot be considered laziness if you fail to motivate yourself. And then once again, what if you can't motivate yourself? It's in your nature. Then you can't help but be lazy. You can't help but be unmotivated. So you are building a straw man of my simple statement that I find laziness abhorrent. I don't know. I know I've seen the definition of straw man. Not try to get into philosophy debates, but if that's what I'm doing, I don't know. Once again, once we throw all these terms and these definitions, then we have to truly define them, and and it's who is defining them. And every time we throw out these words and stuff, it's we have to make sure and discern if someone is truly what they say, what you say that they are. So did I truly build a straw man, or did I do that completely and thoroughly, or did I just do that in some parts and not in some others? In some aspects and not in some others. I tell people all the time, I don't like putting titles on myself. When people ask me, what my religion is, what I am, I just say I am that I am. Because once you start putting these labels, when you start throwing these words, then people automatically build assumptions and they follow these definitions of what you're supposed to be, because that's the definition. So you're supposed to do this. So they assume that you're going to be a certain way, assume that you're going to do certain things, and things of that nature. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So the whole point of me making videos and all this, is to get to truth. It's a way for me to get the truth. It's a way for me to try to get other people to understand what it is I mean by truth, and try to get the world to look at truth. So, like I said, when I did those questions, when I did these videos, that's what it's all about. Is just trying to find a way for me to communicate with the rest of the world. What it is I see and how I think, and trying to justify in the will, the way I believe the world should be operated, the way I believe that the government should be operated. Excuse me, and set up here and specifically here in America. All right. So God bless everyone. Peace and love.